special panel at South by Southwest 2025 Festival in Austin, Texas on March 9th. At the special panel, Hideo Kojima will discuss and share new details about Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, the upcoming sequel to the critically acclaimed Death Stranding video game panel arriving at South by PlayStation 5 later this year. Now, this is taking place 4 p.m. Central Time, so 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and I assume this is going to be, yes, him kind of sitting down and discussing. I assume this is going to be, yes, him kind of sitting, we'll have, like, different voice actors and actresses there with him discussing some of the roles and things that they really experienced throughout the production of it, and I assume we'll have new footage, trailer, gameplay, a lot of the stuff I'm sure completely out of context. So who knows exactly what he'll show up with here, but after experiencing the first Death Stranding game, I assume this one's also going to be out there and off-the-wall weird, so looking forward to see what they have in store for us there, but most likely we can look forward to maybe getting that release date later this afternoon. Also, we should be hearing from Sony about the PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium tiers, especially with those classic games, and it looks like one in particular has gotten out there a bit early. We can see this posted up. This is from Gamatsu, saying looks like Patapon 3 is coming to PS5 and PS4 via PSP emulation, which, as they mentioned, you should be seeing that PlayStation Plus game catalog, classics catalog, be announced later on today, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So Patapon 3, I guess, is set up here, just based on the website here with the different patches for the PlayStation Store. So with Patapon, my experience was I played the first one on the PSP back in the day, and it was such a unique and interesting experience with that rhythm, 2D, like, action sort of game. And really after that, I kind of fell out of it. I know it was Patapon 2 and obviously Patapon 3, so I think this would be a lot of fun to go back and check this one out, especially since I already have the premium service, so it'll just kind of drop in there. And I don't know, maybe I assume look a little better there, even being blown up on the TV, sure, but like the smoothing and stuff that they do, and then having like the trophies to go along with it on the PS5, just kind of fun to have that thrown in there, and it being sort of unexpected, I'd say. So yeah, I'll check that one out when it does drop, I guess in a week or so, with that announcement expected later on today. Oh, and at this point, we're pretty much expecting Microsoft to announce different Xbox first-party games going to PlayStation almost weekly? Well, it appears one other one could be getting announced at any point in time. We can see this posted up. This is mostly over on Twitter X with Jez Cord and Nate Hate going back and forth, mentioning Hellblade 2 maybe going to PlayStation 5, might be time with the state of play. Nate, though, responding, saying soon, very soon, and we can see the PS5 and Hellblade 2 cover there. So, I mean, Hellblade 2, it would make sense. I'm not really sure how well it did on Xbox. It seemed like a lot of people, yes, leveraged Game Pass for that title, especially after people heard that it was like a 5 or 6 hour game. Seems like one that's set up nicely for that subscription service to download and play through it. And for the most part, really just see some incredible visuals. I mean, the presentation is like unmatched for that game, and if you have it on PC, it looks even crazier than like the Series X or Series S, but this is a game that I assume would look really good on the PS5 Pro, and would probably see a nice resurgence in terms of sales in general going to that platform, but I wouldn't be shocked if this was one that just gets randomly announced, kind of like what we've seen so far with something like Forza Horizon 5, where they just show up on Twitter and like, hey, it's coming to PlayStation at some point in the spring, or maybe over the summer. So that's kind of how I expect the Hellblade 2 announcement to go, so I guess just keep an eye out because they could drop that at any point in time. And guys, some of the quick news out of the way, let's get into the bigger stuff. Let's start right away with Sony and their State of Play that will be taking place later this afternoon. We can see this over on PlayStation Blog. They say, State of Play is back tomorrow, February 12th. Tune in live for news and updates on great games coming to PS5. The show celebrates a creative and unique selection of exciting games from studios around the world. The 40-plus minute show begins February 12th, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and will be broadcast in English and Japanese. See you tomorrow. So the good thing here is it's 40-plus minutes, so clearly there's a lot of anticipation around there's being a bunch of games that will be showcased, and I did write down a bunch of them. Some seem more likely than others, I'll say, as there has at least been some interactions on social media from official accounts or developers, some just being mentioned by people online who have some credibility around leaking games, others of course being linked to like different ratings boards. So let's start actually from the top here. These are in kind of no particular order. Venom from Insomniac, we saw that in the big Insomniac leak. seems like that would be set up nicely for this holiday, and while I don't think they have to announce it at this State of Play because they could wait, say, over the summer and get a little closer, they could at least get that marketing train rolling, and if not that, I mean, Wolverine's been out there somewhere for years and years now. Might not be a bad idea to remind people that it is still coming. Okay, now outside of that, there was something interesting that happened on Reddit yesterday, and that had to do with Hell Is Us, which launches September 4th. That was shown to be correct. So the source here mentions God of War Remasters, like a collection that's coming out this year, okay? And this is from Feeling Examination 6, and I mean, it's always kind of, it's hit or miss with a lot of these different Reddit accounts that pop up, but when they get something like that right, people of course pay a bit more attention. And this isn't the first time we've heard of the idea of a remastered collection from some of the old God of War games. It also lines up with Sony's internal metrics, showing that the most streamed PS3 title on PlayStation Plus are the old God of War games. So all that lines up makes sense, and it wouldn't shock me if yes, it got announced here and then it came out later on, maybe in the summertime, so just a few months before its release. Now, the big question here, and it is the poll question, will Microsoft be here? Because they do have release dates. For example, they would want to mention Indiana Jones, Forza Horizon 5, but we are going in, we've been going into this week thinking that there could be Starfield in some spot. And for a while it was like, okay, they could just announce it on their social media feed like they've been doing. Or could Microsoft make a big statement here and actually have Starfield in a State of Play and the announcement, and oh yeah, it's coming out, say, over the summer or maybe fall 2025. That would be pretty big. I mean, just in general, it's weird to consider Microsoft showing up at a Sony showcase. But here we are. It's very different now, right, compared to even just a few years ago at this point. So I guess it wouldn't shock me if Starfield was there, and it would sell well, I feel like, on the PlayStation 5. And of course, the PS5 Pro. It'd be interesting to see how it performs there, especially since the 60 FPS mode is available now on the Xbox Series after a patch to happen later on. Ghost of Yotei, of course, needs a release date. It's apparently coming out this year, so this would be one that I would expect to see here and have a release date. I mean, you feel like you want to get things rolling along with that your schedule set up, so you're going to need at least some dates to show here. This one makes sense. Lost Soul aside, another one that should see a release date, I feel like, especially after their social media account interacted with the State of Play announcement. And that apparently also coming out this year. It's been in development for quite some time, and it seemed like we got extra funding. So I have some higher expectations, I'd say, for Lost Soul aside than I did previously. Death Stranding 2, as we already mentioned, should get a release date here and see more about it at South by Southwest. And we did have some Sonic stuff that started to leak out. We also had to get interaction on social media. Sonic Racing Crossworlds, I feel like will be here. It'll be a big third-party entry, and we had some screenshots and stuff leak out online. So it seems to me like this one is almost guaranteed to have an announcement soon. It would make sense to be at the State of Play. I'd also expect Capcom to be here. I mean, Monster Hunter Wilds will probably get another big push ahead of its release later on this month. I mean, Sony would want that. Obviously, Capcom would want it as well. We also saw Resident Evil 5 and 6 get new ratings, and it seems like that's lining up for some sort of like collection or just re-release for each individual one. And the big one that I think would be awesome to see would be Resident Evil 9. We're kind of on that cadence now to where we should start hearing about it. And we know that Sony and Capcom do kind of work together here to announce different Resident Evil games, so it makes sense. Now, the other thing that's kind of interesting about this is we could see a new IP from an unnamed studio that would be working with Sony, and that would be for something called Project Ooze. This has been ongoing for a while, as it was spotted, I think, last year, from what I remember. And it looked kind of like almost a sci-fi style game, so keep an eye out for that one, all right? Because I'm curious how that turns out. And, of course, with Sony, live service. Are we going to see, say, a Fair Games here, that Horizon multiplayer that's been long rumored and discussed, or Marathon? Because if Sony's going to have, say, 2 live service games this year, they're going to want to start at least get the ball rolling here on one of these, starting in February for the first half, and then another one in the second half. I assume Fair Games would be up first, since we heard about it a while ago now. But who knows, maybe they just say, you know what, Horizon multiplayer, that's our best shot currently, let's just get this thing out there. And of course, I'm going to throw my usual Bloodborne remaster remake in there because eventually you got to be right, and why not? We'll just keep throwing it out there and see if eventually it does stick. But I think it should be a pretty fun show. I know that expectations are going to be pretty high for this, considering right now Sony is typically pretty quiet for long stretches. You feel like they want to start setting things up not only for this year, but also start setting things up for like the second half of the PlayStation 5 life and start filling out the calendar, not just with third party, but also some first party stuff. So hey, we'll find out later on today at 5 p.m. Eastern time, 40+ minutes State of Play. Next up, we'll stick with Sony here for a minute with a PlayStation 5 bundle. Now this is coming way of Bilbo, who's been very, very good about this stuff, probably because they have access somewhere to like back-end retail listings and SKUs and stuff. So let's take a look. This posted up over on D-Lab, translated using Google. Says Sony is continuing its strategy of marketing new PlayStation 5 packs. Most recently, new PS5 Monster Hunter Wild packs have been announced in Japan. Now it just seems to be the PlayStation 5 with Monster Hunter Wilds, but of course that can work to sell systems quickly in Japan with something like Monster Hunter, which is very, very strong there. Astrobot, the multi-award-winning game, including Game of the Year for 2024, is reportedly getting a new PS5 bundle. This bundle is expected to be available in Europe and North America. The bundle would include a PS5 standard console with the disc drive, as well as a download code for the game Astrobot with an expected release date of March 13th, 2025. That's still really annoying, by the way, that this happens pretty much across the industry at this point. You don't get a physical copy, whether it's a cartridge from Nintendo or a disc from Microsoft or from Sony. They always go with the download code. You used to actually get, I promise, you used to get physical copies of games in these bundles, like a disc. You would have that in there. But they just don't do that. I'm sure it's cheaper, I guess, to package it in, and you could technically have that download code go with just a digital edition system. But this does mention that it's a disc-based standard console. So I'm not really sure why they didn't just put it on a disc. Either way, having an Astrobot bundle is interesting to have that now. I mean, I guess they wanted to get the initial wave of sales out the door, where they get to, like, say, 2 million sold. And then now we'll drop it in with the system, and I mean, look, Astrobot is a very good mascot for Sony and their PlayStation 5, and it would make sense that this would be a good general audience game to package in with the system, because Astro's Playroom works really well to teach you how to use the DualSense controller and all of its features, and then Astrobot is that technically just much more expanded on and really built out as a high-quality 3D platforming game that pretty much anyone can have a lot of fun with. So it makes sense. It also makes me wonder if maybe we will get just more content for Astrobot this year. At the very least, we gotta brag a little bit and put the Game of the Year trophy in there from the Game Awards. That would be actually a pretty funny level for them to be like, oh yeah, the last thing you unlock is the Game of the Year trophy that they gave us on stage. Hey, you know what, if they want to flex like that, that's fine. Put it in the game, it'd be kind of fun. But either way, Astrobot, awesome game. If you haven't picked it up, definitely worth checking out. And I guess if you don't have a PS5 yet, you've been holding out for the Astrobot bundle, just a few more weeks, so sit tight. And in our last bit of news, let's talk about Monster Hunter Wilds and Capcom, because they were asked by Game Reactor about the Switch 2 and the potential for Monster Hunter Wilds on that platform that Nintendo has shown us the hardware for. And one game with Mario Kart, we're still waiting for that April 2nd blowout, if you will, for all the different games, software, pricing, release date. But still, a lot of these developers and publishers are going to be asked about the system and see if they can get any kind of information out of them. Well, Capcom answered in a very peculiar way, I'll say. We can see this, they're posted up. This is translated over on Game Reactor. This is from the producer, Ryozo Tsushimoto. It says, of course, regarding Monster Hunter Wilds platforms, we don't have anything extra to announce beyond what's already there. But we're also kind of in the same position as everyone else with Switch 2. It's such a new announcement. We need to take our time in the near future to get to know exactly the nature of the hardware and how we'll best use it. And that's something that's going to be in the future for us. Okay. Does anyone believe that Capcom doesn't have not only one, but like multiple Switch 2 dev kits? I mean, come on. Obviously, they're not going to be like, yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds is going to the Switch 2. You'll find out about that April 2nd. I wasn't supposed to tell you that now because we're technically under NDA, but hey, Monster Hunter Wilds. I get that they're going to just be like, nothing to announce there. It's just funny the way they play it off as, oh, who knows about this? It's new to us too. Didn't know it was a thing until last month when everyone else found out. Now, would Monster Hunter Wilds go to the Switch 2? That's actually a very good question, because Monster Hunter World, like that, alongside of Monster Hunter Rise, worked out really well for Capcom. They had that running alongside of the Switch Monster Hunter with Rise, and World sold well, Rise sold well, and then they took Rise and then moved it over to PlayStation and Xbox. While that is just more development because you have to make 2 Monster Hunter games, I do wonder if Capcom even minds. Like, hey, yeah, Nintendo has its own Monster Hunter that we sell crazy amounts of in Japan, and then later on we'll get more sales going to other platforms. But would it be easier for them to have one Monster Hunter game they can just focus on that's across all platforms and add on content there? It's hard to say because it did work incredibly well with their most recent couple of outings, so maybe they'll still continue down that path. But I wouldn't mind if Capcom did consolidate down to one Monster Hunter game that they could support, and then make another one later on, so they can free themselves up for other projects. Because that is the one thing that I know people really like Monster Hunter, that's great. But when you get a company that gets so focused in on, in Capcom's case, Monster Hunter, Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, Resident Evil, you're like, okay, you guys gonna have time for other stuff? They seem to be, because we're getting Onimusha, we're getting Okami 2 and others, but it still makes you think, will they fall into that slump of, wow, these games are getting really expensive. Let's just keep defaulting back to the handful of games that we know are really successful and not take many chances. So that's my only thing. I wouldn't mind them saying, you know what, one Monster Hunter game, let's go explore this massive backlog of IPs that we have, which, again, they seem to be doing. But maybe they go, you know what, let's take a swing at Dino Crisis. Why not? Something there. So I'm sure Monster Hunter will do really well for them, but I kind of feel like now would be the time with where the Switch 2 we believe is going to be, which is a bit more in line than the Switch is now with the PS5 and the Xbox Series, to just have Monster Hunter Wilds across the board and then do some other stuff alongside. And before we go to the comments of the day, we'll take a look at the poll that I posted up yesterday. We're asked, will Microsoft have a first-party game shown during the State of Play? Okay, 61% are just like, yeah, of course they'll be there. Why wouldn't they? It's Microsoft and Xbox. They'll be in that PlayStation show. And then 39% say no. I guess the better question would have been, will Phil Spencer be in that? Can you imagine if you're watching a State of Play and the PlayStation logo pops up? And then here comes Phil Spencer talking about how they games for everyone, we're putting them everywhere, and then you see like Halo Master Chief Collection or Starfield or something. That'd be kind of wild, but that's just where we are now. Things have really changed the landscape of gaming. It's certainly not like how it was, again, 5 years ago. I mean, 10 years ago. Wildly different. And we'll finish up with the comment of the day as you're seeing here. This is from 0DN. Number 4, Mr. 4. That probably makes sense to people out there, but either way, 0DN says, I want to take this opportunity of being one of the first comments to thank John for creating content daily and being consistent for such a long time. First of all, thank you, 0DN. And I've seen these comments as I put these videos out, so I do appreciate it. But I was asked recently from say a peer, they're like, how many more generations do you think you have to be like doing this? And I thought, a generation. Oh, console generations. Well, the Switch 2, say it releases this year, 8-year cycle maybe, right? Okay, the PS6 in 2027, 8-year cycle. Oh wow, because that'd be 10 years even from now. And I'm like, so adding this up in my mind, I'm like, maybe like another 20 years. There's like 20 more years. Like, well, I gotta stick around long enough to completely embarrass my kids when they're in high school. So at least 20 years. And then he got like that run at the end where everyone's like, okay, he's fallen off a bit, but he's doing the retirement round and stuff. So like tack another year or 2 on there. I'll be around for a while, don't worry. I'll definitely, hopefully, be around for the PlayStation 9, Switch 4, Switch 5, before I start, making the rounds, high-fiving people and riding off into the sunset. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it here for Newswave. If you enjoyed this video, guys, hit that like button. If not, hit the dislike. Leave comments down below about everything we talked about here today. If you missed yesterday's Newswave, I'll leave it up here in a card. Or maybe you want to explore the PlayStation 3 digital store before it goes away potentially this year. I'll leave that in the card right below it. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.
While information is slowly creeping out about the Nintendo Switch 2, I do have a little nugget to share with you guys when it comes to how the Nintendo Switch 2 will completely change the game at this point. It changes up so many different things to the status quo of what we'd expect or what we've expected when it comes to Nintendo platforms. Now, specifically speaking on the current situation that's going on in Japan. Now,
Look at this one.
Welcome back to Gil's Arena, presented by Underdog. Whoa, whoa! Got a full house in the couch, and for good reason, ladies and gentlemen. Streets are safe in LA again.
Need a better couch, I think, man.
Time to upgrade.
Time to upgrade. It's tight. It's big, man.
You knew up in here. We had a lot of room before your ass got here.
Said, just be thankful.
We got extra couches, pieces. We can make it a circle if you want to.
Yeah, kumbaya, this motherfucker. I'm tired of this shit.
You can see we got a full house today in the arena, but this is Gil's Arena, presented by Underdog. Whoa, whoa, whoa. As always, we got the legend Gilbert Arenas here with us. Okay, the fatigues on. Ready for battle.
I don't like the rereads.
You got the little T.
I don't like Hennessy.
It's 11:42.
Did you see me drinking?
I see you drinking, yeah, but I know you're gonna drink.
This is gonna be all you can be today, okay? I can see.
In
Little
the
Herman man.
lobby.
Little Herman man today.
We got NBA champion of the world, Swaggy P, Nick Young, back with us. Still brown skin P, or no, is that just a Monday thing?
Monday thing.
Okay, Monday you brown skin P, every other day you Swaggy. Representing Tough Crowd University, we got Mr. B, Brandon Jennings. Okay, see, rocking out. What's up?
Shout out Slam Magazine too.
Shout out to Slam.
Okay.
My guy.
Slam Magazine with the Lakers shoe color.
See that? I did notice that.
Warriors.
The Lakers are Warriors.
Okay, Steph Curry.
Laker colors.
Those will be, those will be Steph and Ward Under Armour.
I think they'll look good with Steph Laker uniform in about a year and a half.
Oh, they like you?
That's what he's playing in right now.
I'm gonna kick a dog.
Shout out Steph, shout out Gentleman's Cut. Because we're coming to the back. No drama, Steph. We're there to support. We come in peace. On this side of the couch, we got the bully from Oak Cliff, former #1 pick, Kenyon Martin.
I know that,
Gentlemen's Cut all weekend. Yeah, your weekend gonna be short. That's strong.
Well, at least it's strong.
At least you need a little bit, but you better not overindulge in that.
Wrong.
Gentlemen's Cup. Steph Curry's liquor.
We're gonna be drinking Friday and Saturday. That dark.
And we got the man known as Cemetery Larry, Rashad McCann, back in the building. Larry James. Ready for battle. How you doing, Shad? Good?
Nip.
Oh, look at you.
Black Panther, that was a fight, right? BlackPanther.com?
Black Planet was the site back in the day.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, that was.
In our head day.
Yes.
So, can you mention All-Star Weekend right around the corner? And the Gil's Arena crew will be in the bank That is right, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing shows on Thursday night and Friday at the Emporium Arcade Bar in the heart of the city. We got special guests coming through, special prizes for the fans in attendance. So make your next move your best move and come turn up with us. Tickets are free on a first come, first serve basis. I already know what you're going to do.
No, I'm talking about the Gil, who did the Gil picture. That shit is hilarious. No,
Like, I would
that's the
definitely
first thing I saw when I first saw it. I'm like,
If I seen that, I'd be like, I'm definitely.
everybody got shirts on. Yeah, you got.
You got the guns out, dude.
Yeah, you got the guns out. Literally.
They should put Thursday. Should put
So tickets free on a first come, first serve basis. Guaranteed to reach capacity. You know how we do. It's going to be a fun event. If you've been to our live shows before, you know all bets are off. Please do not get too intoxicated, or Kenya will have you thrown out of the venue.
No, you can get drunk, just don't interrupt the show. That's all.
Just shut up.
Have a good time. Please come and enjoy yourself. That's we're not saying don't listen. Have as many beverages as your soul can take.
weird shit.
Right? But you interrupting the show while we up there trying to do our goddamn job ain't cool.
Don't be weird.
That's all. Yeah, don't be fucking. Yeah,
Don't be weird. This is not your time to be weird.
Don't
Like
be
come support,
This
come
could be
have a
will
good
come out.
time, come ask good questions, come engage, like do all that shit. But like we ain't, we just don't do the bullshit, man. Like Gil said, ask y'all yesterday to get drunk. Yes, please. Just don't come to annoy me. That's all.
If you're going to be in the bay, we got a link in the chat, a link in the show description.
Make my day, please make my day.
We got to see a nigga get knocked out. Don't get up too quick. Word of advice.
Too slow.
Either one.
Yes.
But if you want tickets, hit the link in the chat, the show description, or QR code on the screen to come hang out with us All-Star Weekend. Let's get into the show. For all the fans out there, we still got 2 viewing options for you, our traditional version, mobile version, pick whichever one you want to watch. Just make sure you watch, support your favorite show. Here's what's cracking in the arena today. Luka made his Lakers debut on a minutes restriction. How could the purple and gold maximize their new face of the franchise to get the most out of him and the rest of their squad? Oh, man, look at that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Easy work.
Easy work.
Yeah. Utah's going to be in the league.
No,
Watch your mouth.
much better than their record.
That's my favorite team.
They got some new pieces. They got some new pieces that will uplift the franchise.
Watch your mouth.
Got new pieces that will uplift the franchise and
They
put them in the.
he needs to leave. About that time.
Kevin Durant was the subject of trade rumors before the deadline. Has 1 year left on his contract. Are KD's days numbered with the Suns? And Jason Tatum has the Celtics rolling. But has he finally earned the respect as the Celtics' #1 option? We will ask the couch. We may have some people that agree. Some
Oh no, you know how to ask the couch. One person on this couch, you need to ask that too.
Right. No, two.
One in particular. Two.
No, it's only really one.
It's 2.
It's 2, but really one that's been
There's one.
very vocal about.
He said he
One
didn't.
ain't really spoke on it. One just he really fuck with his guy. No, one really fuck with his guy. So the other dude really has some shit to say. I just want to know what that guy has something to say. Oh,
Kenny, is that guy on
you just gonna sip your tea?
They said we'll get to it.
We will get to it.
Just gonna sip your tea, huh?
But before we get into all that,
I gotta get my sermon together.
This show is brought to you by Underdog. Download the app, use promo code GIL, get up to $1,000 in bonus cash, plus a special pick 'em ask for tonight. Gil has some picks up in his partner pack on the Underdog app. Let us take a look if we can. So you've got Embiid, higher 1.5 rebounds in the first quarter. Jalen Brunson, higher 24.5 points. Josh Hart, lower 11.5 rebounds. And Ja Morant, higher 14.5 points. Shout out to T. Morant, too. We'll talk about him in just a moment. How everybody on the couch feel about Gil's picks for the
You
evening.
can make the All-Star game and you got him at 14 points.
Yeah, like, what's up with him? He hurt?
It
Oh,
ain't cool, bro. Like, you making his value come down.
So what do you want me to take the lower?
No, put it at 19 or something. Make him look good.
They got Joel Embiid 1 point in the first. Man, somebody take that.
1.5 first quarter rebounds.
That's a win.
That's a win right there.
Brunson though.
So maybe I'll be.
I don't think Brunson gonna get it.
Don't think Brunson
He got
definitely
25
getting.
in him?
Oh, he definitely getting 27.
Wait, Josh Hart get 12 rebounds on a day?
He'll get lower. He'll get lower.
He liked to hustle.
Brunson gonna get
Speaking
double.
of these,
I was selling crack on a private jet up in the hell and back. But no confusion, this a reunion. Hello y'all, welcome back. Get murder here, you counting money. He said, "Can man, the hell with rap. I'm only here to shit on niggas and piss on bitches. Welcome ass. I bought jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white figures. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah, I don't like niggas. What's wrong with me? I'm a hype nigga, but this 44 turn a Michael Jordan. Now I'm looking to say take flight.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and New York, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog app. Use code MACECAM or STAT to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash with your first deposit and a free pick. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts Mace and Cam.
Killer was good, man.
You made me bet on the Chiefs. Niggas getting at me like I was rooting for the Chiefs all year. Now I'm in the doghouse with you, and I ain't been fucking with the Chiefs all year.
I ain't in the doghouse.
Well,
We on the move. Titletown, I always told y'all Titletown was on the move now. I'm wearing the cowboy hat to be supportive in a rough time.
But you ain't fucking with the Chiefs?
I mean, y'all want me to start right now?
Yeah, I'm just asking you a question, dog. You fucking with the Chiefs? Before you start, let me say something real quick. Look, on some G shit, I love our audience, yo. Y'all niggas made us who we are today. I love y'all. But y'all gotta calm the fuck down now. For real, like, nigga, you know that we here 5 days a week for you. You know we got other shit to do. We got mad shit to do.
Man.
We stop a lot of other shit that we have to do to be here 5 days a week. We can't take no days off, niggas. Y'all running y'all on some bullshit. Y'all where the fuck is y'all at? So,
Yeah,
let me
so
read
you're getting too much money, Cam.
They say we.
Titletown on the move.
And listen, man, we really got mad shit to do. We're here 5 days a week. Let me read some more comments. We're going to cut this shit to 4 days. Keep it up. So we can do other shit. Then if you say some more, we'll cut it to 3. You know we can do this once a week. We're here for you. Calm down. Niggas got shit to do. My bad, man. I was reading the comment. Niggas talk. Y'all niggas getting mad at us.
Cam getting comfortable.
No, they didn't say Cam, bro. I know. Of course you read that. God damn. But don't get me wrong. We love the passion.
Yeah.
We love that you don't want to wake up in the morning, pause, and don't want to watch them other bullshit shows. We get it. But calm down, man. You know that we worked at one time 400 and something days nonstop. New Year's, Thanksgiving. Yeah, like it was a nonstop. We worked 400 days straight. It's only 365 in here. Calm down, y'all. We not going there. Relax, man. We got a little business to take care of, all right? My bad, man. Go explain
Titletown on the move, man. I mean, we've always been, you know? And you know what I really want to tell y'all is a difference. You know, like you live in these expensive subdivisions and there's different houses on different streets, you know? So it's Titletown, it's all Titletown, but some people live on different sides of Titletown. Like, there's a difference between a dark-skinned nigga and a light-skinned nigga, you know? There's different sides, man. People live on different sides, yeah? I couldn't wait to tell you that.
Who we join with today, man?
Yeah, I'm totally lost. I'm definitely need a written definition of Titletown because it changes.
I don't know what the complexion got to do with what side. This sounds like segregation.
It's always been segregated. Mike know this. Where Mike
Talk about right. Yeah, today we are joined with our analyst, Michael Irvin.
Mike Irvin. Listen, Mike, isn't there a difference between light-skinned nice niggas, pause, and dark-skinned nice niggas, you know?
It is a difference. That ain't what we're talking about. What we're talking about is what the Kansas Chiefs didn't do. That's that old technique I used a long time ago when I used to catch him in the club. If I can't convince him, I try to confuse him, but I get to the room. You see what I'm saying? So you can stop all of that, buddy. You're trying to confuse us right now. Hey, Stan.
Am I real quick?
You know he was going to walk in here today What?
No, real quick. No, what I want to say is real quick, Mike. What I want to say, because I want you to get back to your point, is that you don't just use that shit in the club. You tried to use it last week when we was discussing the knee. You couldn't convince niggas, so you tried to confuse them. I see your technique, gang. My bad. Yeah, Mike. What this nigga thought he was gonna do? Tell us what this nigga thought he was gonna do, Mike.
But that wasn't saying. In the club, you can see if you got immediate results or not. You understand what I'm saying? You know. So yeah. But hey, people really probably thought that we took a couple days off because Mace was calling in with the new COVID. I'm getting calls from Nick talking about, yeah, Mace ain't here, Mace ain't come, Mace ain't. What the hell is Mace? So I guess we finally found him. Now we back.
Yeah.
No, Mike, see, let me tell you something. I kind of knew they wasn't going to win. Let me tell you how. No, for real.
Wow.
Listen, you can't leave a black girl for a white girl. It ain't gonna go good, I'm telling you. Stat know this. That boy is spinning now. 360 waves. Can't leave no sister. Shout out to Nicole, you know what I'm saying? Either had Nicole, you the one that.
Wow.
The football guards didn't like that.
Wow. This is how we're starting, Mace?
Yeah, you know.
This is crazy.
Gotta take up for the sisters, you know.
Okay. Wow. Well, we have a lot to talk about. The Chiefs lost the Super Bowl. The Chiefs lost their chance at a three-peat. The Chiefs lost on the biggest stage to the Eagles, 40-22. Mike, gonna let you go first.
Let me start since I got more to share.
Go ahead, Mace.
I mean, because I was saying something, I was getting to something like.
Go
ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
No, share your pain, but we gonna get you right.
That was crazy. Like, crazy. But you know, honestly, you got the voodoo doll. It was just so much that day. It was just a lot going on. You got people trying voodoo on us. He left Nicole, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nicole, you know. I feel what you were saying, you know. And then I blame Michael Jordan. He made it too easy. Pause. He made it look too easy. He made brothers think they can win three-peats without sisters. You gotta have a sister by the side if you're going three-peat. Just for all you athletes out there, if you're trying to go three-peat, you're gonna need a sister with you. Only Mike been able to do it. Sometimes, pause, we make it look so easy that people think they can do it too, man. This just speaks to the greatness of Michael Jordan. 360 waves. 360 waves, baby. If you spinning PT, 360.
Marvin Dorn. Spinning good.
Pearl Monroe.
Nigga just naming anything. Fuck Pearl Monroe got to do with this.
Spin, that was his move.
Oh, okay.
He didn't do nothing else but spin. Mike, it's on you, baby.
Oh, okay, now listen, and this is what I saw, and honestly.
Do you have $20 cash on you? No? Yeah, that's the guy that's I'll look through your, and if not, if you don't, just tell them that you don't have cash. Hello? I told them. They go. That's why I'm upstairs. Go upstairs. I'm screaming right now. Okay, go upstairs. Go. Go up. I'm screaming. You don't want me to.
No, I don't want you.
Toya, go. Okay, go upstairs. Okay, go upstairs. I'm not guilt tripping you. Toya, you can't open the damn door.
No, I didn't feel comfortable opening the door. Don't you hang up on me because of it.
Go upstairs.